Go get 'em, Tiger. Row.
We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em, Tiger. World Series bound and picking up steam. Go get 'em, Tiger. There'll be joy in Tiger Town. We'll sing you songs when the Bengals bring the pennant home where it belongs. We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em. Detroit Tigers. Go get 'em, Tigers. We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em. Detroit Tigers. Go get 'em, Tigers.
Detroit Tigers owner Mike Ilitch said he wanted more than a tweak to the Tigers offense, so new general manager Avila went to work to give his owner a belated Happy New Year, and he came up with slugging outfielder Justin Upton, who agreed to a 6-year, $132.75 million contract to help fortify the Tigers' World Series aspirations. Two-Man Advantage Podcast, Darrin and Carlo joined me over the weekend to discuss the major move and what it means for the Tigers. So, yeah, Darrin, as far as the Tigers go and the Justin Upton signing, I think it's a Mike Ilitch move. Mike Ilitch obviously thought that he wanted the offense to be more potent than what it already was. So I think this is an Ilitch-driven move. I do like the move from this standpoint. I like it better than what they had going in to the season with the platoon system with Tyler Collins and Anthony Ghost. I also like that there's a 2-year player opt-out of the contract because I honestly don't see the Tigers wanting a whole 6 years, and they're in a win-now mode, so money doesn't appear to be an object.
And this hasn't been the best of the offseason. Obviously, going back into before the Upton signing Jordan Zimmerman, a big-name pitcher from the Washington Nationals, for, once again, big money contract to solidify starting rotation. And you look at it now, they're definitely up there to contend for another division title this year.
Well, I think with this move, they certainly have the firepower now to compete with Kansas City, and Chicago has made some offensive moves to try and get their back into the division race. So I do think this puts the Tigers on the fringe of a playoff spot. My only question is, with all of the moves they made in the bullpen now with the Upton signing, is Brad Ausmus the manager to get the job done in Detroit this season?
Yeah, I think that's the key question. Is Brad Ausmus gonna, have another crack at this before how many cracks does he get at this, making this team a playoff contender and a championship contender team? I think this is his last kick at the can. If he can't get anything done, especially with this lineup now, where the ownership and the general manager has put so much trust in you to say, like, okay, well, how about I give you these two good pieces to add to a pretty good lineup that you already have. So there should be no reason why the Tigers don't get into the playoffs this year. And especially them, really retooling their bullpen. You see them go out and spend some money on the bullpen, which is good to see. I know that they signed Mike Pelfrey. I think that will help that bullpen, especially because, him being a veteran guy, been around the league for a long time. That's going to help the Tigers really, hopefully, stabilize that atrocious last year.
Well, I think you also have to look at the health of the rotation. Certainly, you look at Verlander, and can you get a full season out of him? And can Anibal Sanchez stay healthy as well? Because I think those will anchor your rotation along with Zimmerman, and health will play a major factor for this team as well.
Absolutely, as always. But going back to the up, I think it's great. It gives them at least two solid corner outfielders, and JD Martinez and Upton in left, and then you can say you can have a little platoon in center with Anthony Ghosts or Tyler Collins, in that late inning games, or on the occasional rest day. So that's going to be good to see. But I really like to see Upton, how he adjusts to this lineup. I know in San Diego he was kind of offensive power of that team. Now he's sitting in the lineup with Victor Martinez, Miguel Cabrera, JD Martinez. So there's a lot of power to help him along. So I think I can see him really, having one of his best career seasons. 26 home runs, over 80 RBIs last season. I can see him approaching getting at least 30 home runs if he's with him in this lineup.
Now, are you concerned at all that the Tigers' lineup is predominantly right-handed? I know that Upton touched on that during this press conference. Is that a concern for you?
No, because it's not all right-handed. Like, you do have Victor Martinez, who is a switch hitter, which can always come in handy. If they can acquire a left-handed bat, let's say at the trade deadline or during spring training, it's always good to have on the bench to come up when you're in a jam. But we'll see what happens. If they're in I know the Tigers always tend to be making headlines around trade deadline day, especially with last season when it was the fire sale and David Price and everything. So, if there's a left-handed bat out there that the Tigers need, or if there's another need that the Tigers need, maybe like a utility guy or a bullpen guy, I have all the confidence in the world that Avila can go out and acquire them.
And just your general thoughts on where you see Upton batting in this lineup. I could see him batting second or as low as sixth. So I'm wondering your thoughts on where you think he'll hit in this lineup.
I like you know what I think with his speed and his ability to get on base, I can see him really, like you said, as a number two, but just get him right there on top of the leadoff. He has great speed. I think he stole like over 20 bases last year, so he's not afraid to steal. And just let's see where it goes. I know in the beginning of the season you have one way you like to keep your lineup, but then you got to mix it up throughout the season. So I could see him as going as high as being number one, the top of the lineup, or like you said, either fifth or sixth. Down the lineup.
Now, when we look at the totality of this Tigers offseason, you have to be impressed on what Avila has been able to do with Ilitch's money.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And it kind of shows the trust that he has in Avila for him to, to have enough confidence in him to like, go out and get me the best players that you can, Like, I want to win. And obviously, he's learned a few things from Dave Dombrowski being his number two guy for the past 6 or 7 years. How long has Dombrowski's been there?
And just finally, wrapping up this Tigers discussion, one of the weakest parts of the team last year, and a major reason besides injuries that they finished in last place in the division, was the bullpen, and certainly a lot of the early resources this offseason went to upgrading the bullpen as well.
Exactly, and that was the key going into the offseason, and I think they addressed that pretty well. And plus, you'll have a good core of young players coming up. Hopefully, one of those young players will stand out in spring training. Maybe can secure a spot in the bullpen rotation. But you said that the bullpen was a key, and I think they did that when they went out and they got Francisco Rodriguez, who is a veteran closer, knows how to close out big games, and I think that's really going to help them down the road.